Good morning, Warriors. Back with another episode of Vigor Warriors 2, the 1% Club. I'm just kind of going to do a special one today on the weekend because I'm sitting here in my car and trying to kind of just wait for stores to open and things like that. So I figured I'm going to do one right here. We'll talk a little bit about a couple things. So once again, thank you guys so much for the subscriptions and I think we're getting close to 700 now, so that's wonderful. I feel very blessed that you guys like the things that we're talking about and like the things that we're ideas we're kind of pushing out here that and going back to some of the basics of what a man is. And I'm not focusing a lot on women only because women don't have this kind of particular issue that we're talking about here. They seem to be able to handle it. Yes, of course, some do. But for the most part, this is kind of more of a male type of thing. And we need to kind of deal with this and try to get back to being masculine males again, and not this, stuff that, the beta male stuff. The people are not being strong male type people. So, anyway, as we look at this, thank you for once again all the comments. I want to comment a lot during the week on people who've commented, but I do want to focus on a couple today. And Jihad, thank you so much for your comments. And TruGarner 128, I'm going to kind of talk about yours a little bit. And CV made a nice, interesting comment that I want to kind of dwell with as well. And certainly everybody else has made good comments too. Abstract 101 and 1015, something like that. So I'm going to make a lot of kind of comments during the week on that because I have a whole list that I kind of write down to people to thank for shout outs and things like that. And there's a lot of content stuff I'm going to catch up with as well. But I wanted to kind of talk about one today that we had. CV made an interesting comment. He was talking about the fact that if there's so many people, that are no-fap and things like that, why are people sleeping with women so much? And it's a very good, fair question. So thank you, CV, for putting that out there. I'm going to combine it a little bit with TruGarner 128, who kind of talked about how difficult this journey is. So guys, when we look at this, I think a lot of people that are responding back to me and the channel really kind of look at the fact that they really inherently want to make a change, and they want to change a lifestyle because they realize that down deep, this is not right. There's something wrong here with how the male is behaving. And I see this with other species as well. I mean, I see, if I see a male dog and they're not very strong when it comes to the female dog, it just bothers me to no end. And so other species have a lot of the same types of issues. But the thing you really want to do is you remember that the male role, in my opinion at least, and from what, I've read the Bible several times over the years, in my opinion, the male role should be one of strength, character, and one of, protection and security and gathering all the things that need to be done to support families and civilization. So as we look at all this, I think that the interesting thing that we need to kind of focus on is whether or not, as we look at these things, it's important to recognize what is going on with the male. And so, as CV points out, there's a lot of people still sleeping with women, and there's 99% of the people out there who don't listen to our message and don't really have an idea of what's going on, or they don't care, or they think it's not right, or they think it's a bunch of BS. There's a lot of people like that, and so CV is right. There's lots of people out there. I think the people who respond to our messages really are earnestly trying. Now, will they release? Of course. I think we all do that, and we all have points of time. It happened to me for 47 years. So there's times where you're going to fall back. Is there times where people are going to fall back and go off of monk mode? I did once. I did when I tried about after 200 days. I struggled with that. I'm back in 100 days, something like that now. So we're getting back up there, but still, it takes time. It is a constant struggle. So CV, you're correct. I mean, it's some people are. They're back and forth on this, and so that not everybody has fallen in line with trying to get this accomplished and overcoming this all at one time. It is a journey. It is a journey. That's why we call it a journey, because we know it's going to take some time. We know you're going to have some ups and downs. We know that's going to happen. But just like anything else, you can't give up. You have to keep fighting on, and you have to keep battling on. And so you're going to find times where the evil one is going to hit you, and you're going to kind of double over a little bit. You're going to get knocked down. The question is, do you get back up? And I think that's really the question you're looking at. I will tell you this, but I will tell you my life, and as I see myself now, I am a lot better than I was 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. You know, I don't recall being this way, in many, many years. I mean, I think I have to go back to my teenage years to even have some thoughts that I feel this good internally about myself, and so I think that part of this is that whole idea of retention and becoming a lifestyle change. Now, it's a battle, you're going to have pictures flashing across you the whole time. And as TruGarner 128 said, this is not easy, my friends. This is not easy. The way the society is, they want males to be weak. They want to stop you from doing the things you're doing. They want you to denounce God. To my mind, this is what the evil one's purpose is. To wear you down, to the point where you get hopelessness. You don't have any kind of hope. You have a lot of fear. You have a lot of anxiety. And you don't have that hope and faith in God. And then he can do anything he wants to at that point. And so this is why people, I believe, commit suicide. They have a lot of other issues going on there, and it leads them to perishing because of the evil one. I remember there was something, and this reminds me of what's happened to us recently. I remember there was either a story or fable or something like this where the devil was talking to, it may have been God. I can't remember now. For example, it might have been a fable of some sort. I can't remember what exactly it was. I don't recall it's from the Bible, but I think it's from something close to that. And it basically said that put a disease on the people. And so the devil put a disease on the people, and the devil was told only put the disease on 20,000 people. Well, he had come back, and all of a sudden 50,000 people were dead. And I might have written this on a book. I think I read this book. And God said to the devil, it says, you killed 50,000 people. You're supposed to only kill 20,000 people. And he said, well, don't blame me. The 20,000 people were the ones I killed. The other 30,000 were out of fear. And guys, this is where the whole thing goes down to. When we get to the point where we're weak enough that we can't function, this is when the devil has us. And this is when the evil one can do things to us. And that's why you have to kind of keep your attention, keep your nutrients, and keep fighting. And avoid the temptation as much as you can. This is a daily battle. No one is perfect. We're not like Lord Jesus Christ. We're not going to be perfect. But what we can be is somebody who's going to be on the way to meet the Lord. And that's kind of what I'm trying to do myself. I have a long, long way to go, but I'm still getting closer because I know I feel it. I feel it in all the things I'm doing and who I am and those type of things. Now, do I have problems? Yes, like all of us. We have all kinds of things going on. I'm getting pulled lots of different ways, a lot of things, and the evil one's trying to make their mark on me every day. So this happens, I feel that as well. But the thing is, you have to continue to believe in the Lord, and you have to continue to believe that God wanted you to be your whole body. He gave you as a temple of God, and you can't be destroying the temple by releasing energy or having all these kind of thoughts all the time. They will happen. I mean, I'm as guilty over the years as anybody, but I will tell you that you have to continue fighting the battle. If you have the reason, guys, the reason why this is an indirect way. If you have a high drive, a sexual drive, this is a bigger challenge for you, of course. If you have no drive at all, well, that's not going to be a huge issue. But because you have a high drive, even at my age, 56 years old, you have to learn how to control that. And this is why men become wealthy between the ages of 40 and 60 and a little bit beyond that, because they're learning how to control it. And I'm in that state right now of learning how to transmute all that into some success, you know. And that's not an easy thing to do, guys. It's not an easy thing to do. I mean, you have a lot of drive, and those are the types of things you're trying to do to get things done, you know. And that's the key type of thing. So I think that it's important to recognize that it's great to have I mean, this is what makes you a man, a sexual drive, right? But you have to, because if they, for instance, in other species, if they fix the animals, well, they have no drive anymore. The male becomes docile, and that's the last thing you want. I go back again to this Beauty and the Beast, my friends. I go back to the Beauty and the Beast and the fact that, you know, the whole life is with the beast running around and the female trying to tame that beast in lots of different ways, through love, all these things. And there's nothing wrong with love. There's nothing wrong with love. But remember, you have to continue being the beast. And the beast is what is needed for you to survive and for people around you to feel protected and survive as well. And I know we're in a different generation, but I'm still going to talk like the old generation. Because in my mind, this is what males are for. And the Bible has been saying this for, you know, hundreds of years. That males are the ones that are fighting. Males are the ones that are going to war. Yes, I know we have females in the army and all those type of things, but the idea is that the male has to be the masculine one. The male has to be the one that's going to be, because the male is the strong species. And so as a strong species, they have to take care. But you can't be strong if you're losing your energy all the time. And you can't be strong if you're over there chasing women all the time. So this is a very accurate statement. You have to try to prevent that as much as possible. All right, guys, a short one for today, but I wanted to kind of catch up. Thank you, CV, for an interesting comment. I do think that we all have to be looking at this as a lifestyle change and not something that just happens. You know, we can, you know, put some numbers together and say, okay, we did this, we did that. This has to be something that you're doing the whole lifetime. So it's not really a numbers thing. I only do it for a number of reasons, because I want to focus on, you know, kind of talking about this on the channel, and it gives me a little more credibility to say, okay, I'm doing it, and I'm in that kind of situation. So, all right, my friends, have a great rest of your weekend. If I get a chance, I'll do another one. If I don't get a chance, I will try to do one tomorrow morning. God bless you guys, and continue to battle on, my friends. Battle on.